Hey YouTube, welcome back to the bench. But I picked up a box the other day from the mail. Yeah, it's from China. And I wanted to open this up and take a look at it. See what we got. Alright, it's called the Pathfinder, and it's 1/12 scale. It's made by Subotech. Now I had one other Subotech vehicle that I actually ran, but then I totally tore apart, put in a brushless system, new servo, new ESC, new electronics, new shocks and all that, and spent a total of about $100 on a really good truck. So I seen this one and I kind of like the look of it, and again it's made by Subotech. I paid, I believe, $79 for it. I can look and I'll put it in the video when I upload it. And it's kind of an off-road vehicle, and I'm actually going to take this vehicle and change it into something completely different. So let's see what we got. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it in a little bit. It has, it's 1/12 scale, 2.4 gigahertz, and all that good stuff, and it's 4-wheel drive. They call it a scale 4-wheel drive climbing car. Okay, so first of all we have the controller or transmitter, whatever, and it's pretty much the same thing that comes with any other Subotech. It's really not that big of a deal. It takes 3 AA batteries, and of course it's pretty plasticky, pretty cheap. Got some steering, dual rate steering trim, turn the power, bind, plug, and or blind switch. Pretty typical for a cheap RC, but I didn't buy it for this. Comes with an empty box. Interesting, or what was supposed to be in there. Sometimes when you buy something from China, you don't know what you're going to get. Another box here. An instruction booklet, screwdriver, charging cable, an extra shock, interesting, a wheel nut thing, and a couple of extra body pins with the little pulls on them, plastic pulls, and an Allen wrench, and an antenna cover. Pretty cool. The instruction booklets that Subotech makes are quite interesting, actually. If you haven't seen my other video, you should take a look at it. But anyway, if you go to tear this apart, they are a parts list, but there is instructions in here on exactly how to put this back together, how to take it apart, as if you were building it from a kit. It's amazing what you can do. You can tear this thing completely apart, and every little part that you need and how you put it back together is described in these booklets. Okay, so they're actually some of the best booklets that come with cars that I've seen that are not kits. It's almost like you buy a kit and it would tell you how to put it together. Okay, so those are pretty good, and all the spare parts you need are listed inside the kit. Alright. Comes with a few decals. Rock climbing, it says. Pretty cool. And again, some other small stuff. Okay, so the truck itself. Here you go. As you can see, it looks like a desert racer. And it's actually pretty cool. Man, it's got nice shocks. Nice shocks. Dual drivers. Spare wheel tire, which is real. Got pretty soft compound tires. I'm sure those are plastic rims. Yeah, plastic rims. Most of it's made out of plastic. But I found that the Subotech is a pretty tough vehicle. The last vehicle I had stock, I drove it through water. I bounced it, I crashed it, I rolled it, I jumped it, and it didn't break. I was pretty surprised at how well it lasted. This says surpass, limit the night. I think that's what it says. It's kind of hard to read. Yeah, limit the night. Flint, limit the night. Ah, you gotta love the Chinese when they translate to English. Okay, surpass, gold, metal, and it's got flat spots on every wheel from sitting. I don't know what that's going to do to the drivability of it, but you can see they don't package it too well. I got flat spots on every tire. Okay, we got a 4-link in the front, 4-link in the rear. Plastic, 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 with some metal inside the drive shafts. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I like the look of it though. So let's take a look inside. Got little pull pins here. Front opens up. And it looks like a place for the batteries. I don't know. It opens up, but it doesn't do anything else. It does not open up the actual front. That's interesting. Okay. So the battery is in here. Interesting place for the battery. It's 7.4 volt. 15 milliamp lithium ion 20C battery. That'll give you a little bit of running time. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. All that clip does is open up the battery place so that you can battery sits right inside here. The wires got a little holder for the battery, and you put this back on and you put your clips back on. So all that does, all the front clips do is hold the battery in place, basically. Lift the hood so you can put the batteries in place. Okay, interesting. Okay. So, how do we get into the motor and stuff is another question. There's a lot of screws holding this body on. Yes, sir. Okay, it has lights, and there are wires running to the lights on top of the vehicle. That's the only place it has lights, is here. Now the light bar actually has is wired for lights. Okay. Everything is made out of plastic. It seems to be... This is an interesting steering bar. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Let's plug it up and see what happens. Okay. Plugged it up, and again, I don't see a on-off switch. That seems to be right where I would think it would be. Alright, so let me get some batteries for the transmitter. Okay, so again, it takes 3 AA batteries for the transmitter. Turn it on. Now all we got to do is figure out where the power switch is on the truck. I hate to have to break out the instructions to find out where the power switch is, but we'll check it out. Okay, I found the on-off switch. It's on the side of the vehicle right here below the door panel. So we turn that on. And we have proportional steering. And it is basically at crawler speed, so it doesn't have a very big motor. Okay, so let's check and see what it takes to open up this body and see what's on the inside. Because they don't really tell you how to do that. They tell you how to tear everything apart, but they don't tell you what you need to remove to open up the body. Looks to me like there's 2 screws on top of the shock towers that would allow this to open. So I'm going to take those 2 screws off and see what happens. Alright, so these 2 screws are Phillips head screws. Kind of goes back down to toy grade instead of hobby grade. Looks like it pivots on the back here, but I don't know what else is holding it. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't pivot. Yeah, those are pivoting screws. Something is holding it in place. Alright, so there's 2 screws on the very bottom underneath the what looks like the gas tank. Not much in here. It's got a, looks like a receiver and an ESC combo and a light connectors all in one. And a small motor with a heatsink. It's crazy, but the drive shafts are metal, and so are the axles. But all the links are pretty cheap. This is really weak plastic here. It won't break, that's for sure. I mean, it's pretty flexible. Like I said, I have the Subotech basher. That's what I call it. I'll put a link to the video, of the running video of that. That doggone thing was a piece of... Actually, I put up a short with it too. But it's it was pretty tough. So, there you go. I was thinking about using this body as for another project, but this is not too bad a vehicle. I know the kids like it, the grandkids. So, yeah. There you go, guys. Not completely hobby grade, but not just a toy either. It's not your Walmart special. I think that we'll have to do a running video on it and see how it works out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Thanks for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, let me know. I'll do some more. Y'all have a great day.